You know it's super fly when Day Bar is opened. Hip-hop review, news, plus breaking new artists, pop culture, current events with an urban view of it. This is all things hip-hop, delivered raw, unpolitically correct, the fans' perspective, putting all artists in check. Dope content, current hot by remarkable men. Our thoughts, clearly. Welcome to Audio Theory.
Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as well as the like button. And if you want to get in tune with the topics that we're discussing today, please check the description box if you're on YouTube, as well as the comment section. What's good? How you been, Danny?
I'm doing great, bro. Just got back from New York yesterday. Surprised the family. It was fucking a great feeling, bro. So I think I was telling you, obviously March, super traumatic month for the family. I was hearing in my aunt's voice over the past couple of weeks, and my grandma's they're a little bit depressed, not really telling me why, but I know why. So I just decided when I spoke to them 3 weeks ago, let me just book a flight, surprise them. So was able to surprise both of them. It was great. I was able to catch my aunt on video because she had no idea, and I caught her on the street. But my grandma lives in an apartment complex in New York City. So it was late though, and she's she's about that life. She's not letting anyone just up in the building, It's I hit the door thing, and she's like, "Who is it?" And I'm like, "UPS." She's like, "I didn't order anything." I'm just So I had to tell her who I was.
Taking no chances.
Yeah, taking no chances, bro. But luckily, she was so surprised and shit. So it was a great weekend, bro. In New York, saw the family, saw some friends. So my buddy has a bar in Brooklyn who survived throughout quarantine. And they're fucking thriving, bro. That was beautiful to see because it was, touch and go there for a little bit. So yeah, man, it's nice to see New York opening up. How was your weekend getting still acclimated to your new surroundings?
This past weekend was good. I think it was the first time where I really felt okay, this is not some temporary vacation. It's home. Yeah. My fiance now and I, we just hung out with a couple friends. Went out, we found this pretty dope Korean bar that's walking distance from us. Nice. So they serve Korean food, and they of course have Korean beer and soju and stuff. And that was one of the things.
Is soju their drink?
Yeah, soju's their drink, similar to how sake is the Japanese thing. So it's a rice wine.
Okay.
It's a rice wine. I think it's about 15% alcohol. Goes up to 20%, I think.
Oh, so you're getting a buzz. It's not
you're getting a buzz. It kind of tastes like watered down vodka. It's not as nasty as it sounds, but it definitely isn't something that everyone likes. It's kind of on the acquired taste side.
Okay.
And yeah, it's one of those things that can get you a buzz pretty quickly, but it's more gradual than straight up liquor. Hangover is fucking awful from that shit though. That's the one thing you have to be careful.
Did you have a hangover this weekend?
Fortunately not. We kept it relatively tame. That was the other thing is we've midnight struck and we were just all passed out. Me, my girl, and our mutual friend.
Damn.
And it was that moment where I was damn, I'm getting old. Because we used to fucking drink till wee hours in the morning. I'm talking 5 a.m. And this time, around midnight, we were struggling. We were just fighting sleep like a toddler.
So that's the thing. So I'm the opposite now. So I'm known for all right, DJ Danny can stay up till mad late. I stay up till 5, 6 in the morning and still manage to wake up early, go for a workout, right? So my first night when I surprised them on Friday, I was up with them till 5 a.m. drinking hookah. I think I sent a couple videos just fucking having a ball in the kitchen. Then I'd be "Oh, what's the plan tomorrow?" I'm I'm gonna wake up in the morning, go for my run, then go see my dad. Blah, blah. I had a whole thing ready on 3 hours of sleep. I'm yeah, bro, no fucking problem. I got this, bro. I didn't wake up till 2 p.m. And I was just and I woke up at 2 p.m., bro. My head was killing me from the hookah. I was bro, the young me would be bro, this is light, no big deal. Yeah, me at 32, I'm bro, I gotta just take it easy, bro. Otherwise, I just know I can't recover that fast. I can't. Yeah. I need sleep, bro. I just need at least 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah, I think that's it for me. I can still go hard. It's just that I really don't sleep as much as I should sometimes, or it's just not consistent. One day I'll sleep 5 hours, or I'll do that twice in a row. Then I'll sleep 10 hours the third day, and it's just all off. My body's I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna be tired all the time since you want to fuck around. That's kind of how I feel sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like we have to like almost like prepare ourselves for that L. You know what I mean? Like going to New York, like, so since I'm lucky enough to have a car when I get there, and I live in Jersey at my aunt's house, and like all my friends and family are in New York, like I'm like, all right, bro, you're gonna have to suck it up for 2 days and just fucking drive around nonstop to see people because you have a car, blah blah blah. Whereas like in like the selfish me would be like, I'm here, you come see me. If you don't want to see me, that's your loss. But I'm like, it's all right, bro. Like just suck it up. But yeah, it's you just gotta do it sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
So dude, I was getting nervous though because on my flight back was they announced, so an hour before I was heading to the airport on Monday? No, Tuesday, yesterday. An hour before I was heading to the airport, they announced that, hey, the verdict is in for the George Floyd case about the officer, if he's gonna get sent to prison or not. And I was like, oh my God, bro, like, I don't want to be calling this shit on the highway. I don't want to fucking land at Fort Lauderdale Airport. It's like, yo, you cannot leave the airport. Like, shit's going wild outside. So thank God he was fucking found guilty, I think, on all charges, right? That he was
all 3 charges.
That's phenomenal, bro. Because I was thinking best case scenario, he'd probably skate on the 2 major ones and like get like the least of the 3. So where were you when you found out the news, and what was your first reaction?
I was just at the apartment. Pretty sure. I don't even think it occurred to me that like the verdict or whatever is gonna come out that day. I just went on Instagram, saw like the dude's face, and just like big ass red letters like convicted of murder or something like that. And like the first thing that came to my mind was joy, of course. But I think a lot of, I guess, surprise too. Like honestly, like we've had so many similar cases, maybe not as like egregious, but cases of officers that like clearly were in the wrong and just like shit didn't really happen. Like not even like, it was like literally a slap on the wrist. Like, you're off the force for like the next week or whatever. Not even you're going to jail for a month. Like it seemed like there was no accountability at all. And in this case, it seems like we finally got that. I did ask my friends, on this group chat, because unfortunately it gets really political in that group chat. So I try to stay away from it, or at least like not bring up anything political, because there's like bickering and shit. But I was really curious how much the threat and fear of like rioting and looting all over again influenced his verdict, because I know no one thinks looting is right, because a lot of it is just completely random. It's motherfuckers who like want to steal big screen TVs and shit. But at the same time, I was like, if that previous looting leads to more convictions out of fear that the public will react, like, could we consider it a necessary evil? And I think they had a hard time, or at least the dude in the group chat who hates the looting and everything, had a hard time like seeing any possibility of that at all. Just because like looting bad, like, and that's it. And I'm not saying looting's good. I'm just curious if that's at any point we can look back and say, okay, well, this was a shitty reaction to George Floyd's case, but maybe it is what needed to happen for the government to be like, all right, we don't want people fucking up everything and just stealing shit, so we'll like pay a little more attention.
It's tough though, man, because like for example, just for people who don't know, like the laws going down in Florida. So Florida just passed a law. The governor DeSantis, like, obviously on a fucking high horse right now. Florida's wide open, fucking thriving, bro. Like, they were throwing out some stats here, like Miami's like the most successful it's been in like the last like 10 years from like a GDP standpoint, just fucking killing it. So he passed a law, bro, that essentially gave business owners the right to use armed force on anyone that loots their property at any time. Like, no need to call the cops. And the way like the fucking law was written, bro, it's almost like not allowing a protest to take place in any capacity. So it's a little bit scary. So kind of to your point, did looting lead to this? Is this a good thing? Maybe it is, and it's scary how maybe it is, and then like people who are on the extreme other side of it, like, see that it's a good thing for the other side, and it's like, we need to shut that shit down completely. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because imagine like something went down, like for example, like this law's passed and this dude is found innocent. Like the first thing people are doing are fucking hitting the streets and going crazy. But then you're gonna think about it twice if it's like, bro, I'm not trying to get killed by a fucking random like van store owner because like, you know what I mean? Like, so, because the scary part is like I feel like a lot of people who were protesting weren't really looting, bro. It was like other people looting.
Right.
And like making it look bad. So everyone looks bad, but it's like, yo, I'm just here to protest, bro. I'm not trying to get killed because like this idiot wants to cop a PS5, you know, like, so.
Yeah.
It's a little bit, you know, it's a little bit wild. Like when I heard that again, it just came up because you were saying that. But I don't know, bro. It's like, it's sad, but still like good because like in all of this entire process, this should have been like an easy fucking trial. Like there should have been no like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Like I don't think you needed a more blatant explanation of like, dude, this guy used excessive force and killed this man, right? Mm-hmm. But on the other side, like, because I know people were getting mad, like, yo, why do we need to have a trial? Okay, at the end of the day, like, if we're trying to say we need to make America greater, like, America stands for innocent until proven guilty, right? So we needed a trial and we needed to have people discuss. And he had every right to plead the fifth and not want to talk about it, right? Those are his legal rights. But justice was served. So it does suck that we were all like, you know, oh my God, what's going to happen? But if we take a step back, this should have been obvious. And like, hopefully moving forward, when things are this like egregious, it's like, all right, cool. We have faith in the justice system. And I think if anything, this will give people more faith and like, all right, man, if this happens again, hopefully this is the norm, not like this is the anomaly. And it's like, well, that was a one-time thing because it caught on TV, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know the Raiders went out and said, I can breathe. I don't know why people were so...
Bro, but it wasn't only the Raiders. I feel like it was only the Raiders as far as like a massive organization, like $1 billion company. But dude, even like celebrities and like normal people were using that phrase. Like, I don't... Yeah. There was so much, like even LeBron was like, really? What the fuck? Is this real? It's like, bro, like, how can you... Like, my thing is like, how can you...
Wait, LeBron spoke out against I Can Breathe?
Yeah.
I think people are just reading way too much into everything. Right? Like Pelosi, who I don't even like know much about, and people hate her and shit, but apparently she like thanked him for his sacrifice and people got mad about that. And I'm just like, you know what she meant. Maybe the words were shitty, but everyone knows what everyone means. Why are we trying to find someone to hate all of a sudden? Like, can we just enjoy the moment for like 24 hours?
Facts, bro. Like, and again, like it's almost that like, because everything is televised, bro, like we assume that people can just hop on a microphone and like it's gonna be perfect all the time. Like, bro, like you said, we clearly know what she meant. Like, she did not say, I'm so grateful that he got killed. You know what I mean? Like, you know what she meant. Like, I'm grateful like this death wasn't in vain. Like, something good came out of this. Like, bro, like yeah, I think Van Layton was like all like online, like losing his mind. I'm like, bro, like, come on, bro. Let's just be happy. Like, let's just be happy today, bro.
Yeah, I felt the same way. Obviously, a lot of people, I mean, in all of these fucking cases, like, everyone has their side of the story. The other side thinks, you know, George Floyd was a drug addict who was on the verge of dying anyways. And, you know, it was just a coincidence that, whatever the fuck his name is, put his knee on his neck. And they're going to stick by that and basically say the only reason why they convicted him, like the sole reason, is because of the looting.
Bro, it's so wild though, bro. If you look, I mean, essentially was it almost a year ago, right? Like, it was in May of last year. It's been that long. Yeah. Wild. Yeah, because I remember we were recording this episode like when I was in my aunt's house for a minute. So, bro, it's wild how like, remember we were seeing all these like black people who like were just saying like, well, what about the fact that he held this girl up with a knife once and he doesn't pay his taxes for child support? And we're like, bro, what the fuck does any of that have to do with this? You know what I mean? Like, it's just so crazy in this situation how they're so quick to like find every reason why this should have been okay. And it's like, bro, your past does not like mean you should be murdered by the police, like, at all.
Well, it's just, yeah, I feel like people just don't value, they want to pretend like they value all human life, but they're the same people that will like walk by a homeless person and literally ignore them. And I mean, like I ignore certain ones too, but like, I'm just saying these people will pretend to be self-righteous and like they're the best person ever who does right at all times. And they'll just, you can make one simple mistake in life and they'll treat you like you're a serial killer. And I'm not saying like holding a knife to a woman, if he did do that, is anything to be like, oh, it's fine, like whatever, because like if that was your daughter or something,
terrible. But I think he did go to jail for that, or like whatever, paid up, whatever the fuck. Like people know about it because that was like documented. You know what I mean? It wasn't like some fucking rumor. Like he went to jail, served his time for that, and like, okay, then you move the fuck on. Like, like I don't think like he was doing it at the time, and that's why the officer killed him. Yeah,
and if we just ignore this and we're like, oh well, he was a drug dealer anyways or whatever, then that just gives them ammo to do this more and more to anybody that they choose to do it to, because they're not going to be doing this in an affluent white neighborhood to some random 16-year-old, and they're gonna be like, oh well, Timothy, he was caught with a little bit of coke in his pocket, so fuck him or whatever. Like that's never gonna happen.
Yeah, not at all, dude. So again, I'm glad justice was served. I think that's a lot of people using the phrase accountability. Like that's probably the biggest thing. Like I'm just glad like the dude was held accountable, bro. And hopefully that puts other officers in check. Like, we can't just be out here like, all right, we do fucked up shit and it's gonna be okay. You know what I mean? Like worst case scenario, I get fired. Like, oh my God, big deal. You know what I mean? Like it's like, no motherfucker, you're gonna go to jail for a very long time and probably die in prison. So there's going to be consequences. So I hope that's the biggest thing, bro. And obviously, I'm just grateful that, obviously George Floyd's family and friends can like, go to sleep at night. Like this is not bringing back their family member, but like, I think what Pelosi was trying to say, like he didn't die in vain. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like, that's the good thing, right? I'm sure his family's going to get a huge monetary compensation for this from the Minneapolis fucking police department, because Jesus Christ, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully when and if that happens, they just manage it properly and it doesn't become this whole other chaotic, like inner family fight and battle where they're all broken apart. Because someone wants more money than the other.
Yeah, because they give him like $100 million and it all goes to the daughter, and everyone's like, well, I'm raising her. Well, I do her hair. Well, I take her to school. So it's like, bro,
and then before you know it, none of them are like talk to each other anymore, and they're all just depressed forever.
Yeah, but that's like the worst case scenario. So hopefully it all works out nicely. But obviously a lot of this and like the Pelosi thing, and I guess everyone is thinking about legacy. So obviously I think George Floyd's legacy is going to be like, all right, this was hopefully the moment in American culture, American history, where we all like realize like, all right, man, like this, enough's enough, right? And that made me start thinking about my own legacy, bro. And it's crazy, we're both so fucking super young, God willing, have plenty of time, ahead in our lives. And obviously, DMX passed away, obviously his legacy and all that stuff. Dude, do you ever think about your own, bro? Like, like your own legacy right now? Like, what do you think it would be now? And like, what do you hope it would be like, 20, 30 years from now?
Yeah, I think about it from time to time because I know, just even moving to the Bay and like being around some of my friends who have their own ambitions and everything that are different from everyone I know back home as well. I guess I'm trying to figure out like what defines me and not put too much power into like whatever company I happen to be working for at the time and stuff like that, because
you were still you when you were unemployed,
and I forget where I heard the phrase. It's a pretty common one, but basically like when someone's on their deathbed or passes, like you don't think of the company they worked for necessarily, unless the company was like their lifelong mission.
Like Steve Jobs or something.
Yeah, exactly. But like if I were to pass away, no one's gonna bring up like my ad agency I worked for or some shit. They're gonna be like, oh, Blair did this for me, or what I liked about him was this and that. But in terms of my legacy, I think just being known for like passing on, being willing and actively passing on knowledge to the people around me who need it, whether or not they necessarily ask for it, and just seeing them grow along with me, and them being able to say like he helped me do this, or even just feel a certain way, not necessarily like, oh, I was able to go on and achieve this, but like when I was around him, like my spirits were uplifted or whatever the case may be. And then also just being someone who always did things my way. I think it's really hard to pretend like everything you do in life is, you know, the rules that you set, and like you ignore everyone's outside opinions and shit. I don't know if that's necessarily realistic unless you're like a straight up hippie or something. But I really do want to, when I'm 50, 60, whatever, look back and be like, okay, I made all these decisions up until this point because I wanted to do it, even if it's not
right. Even though maybe in hindsight it wasn't the best choice for me, it was still your choice, right? Yeah, exactly. And no matter how small or big, just knowing that I lived my life the way I wanted to, and that I think that will prevent me from having like any regrets, essentially. Yeah. Nice, dude. Yeah, like even like you just moving to to the Bay. You know what I mean? Like that could, you know, God willing, that could be a massive decision that you make that maybe in the moment it's like, oh yeah, I was gonna move, whatever, we got jobs there, and like it may be the thing that actually leads to the big thing that you've been working towards your whole life. So right. Nice, exactly. Bro. Yeah. So like for me, similar, bro. And another reason why this came up, I figured I'd ask you like while doing this is because like, bro, I went to visit my mom's gravesite on Tuesday. And then bro, like, so I've done this thing now, like the past couple times that like, normally when I go there, I always have this idea, like, I talk to my mom every day, like I'm sure you do with your brother, like in some capacity, like, you know, like in your dreams and your, you know, before you go to sleep, you know, I have like this idea, like my mom knows everything I'm doing. So sometimes when I go to the gravesite, I'm like, what am I going to say? Cause like, you already know, kind of a thing. But these last two times I have been like actually like saying things out loud, just to like to really like have myself hear it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm really saying these words to my mom, right? So this last time, bro, on Tuesday, like I really got choked up at the end of it because I was just like, I really hope you're proud of me. You know what I mean? I said that like a couple of times, like I really hope you're proud of me. So I did like what, like, and I like took a step back, like what should she be proud about? And then, bro, so for example, so when I think about my legacy up until now, and I hope it stays this way, and obviously I hope you and I have multiple things we're proud of, right? Like in hindsight, looking back like 30 years from now, like, hopefully we have kids who go on to do amazing things. They have great businesses. Like that's a phenomenal legacy to have, right? But for me, dude, I was thinking like, as of right now, probably the legacy I'm most proud of is that I think every one of my people like can say that, yo, Danny shows up for me. You know what I mean? Like that's the one thing I was like, even like my aunt was fucking depressed. I'm like, all right, the first time I'm gonna be fucking hop on a flight and go surprise her and make her happy if it's just for 2 days. So I was only there in town for 4 days. The moment I land, rest in peace to my brother's best friend, Steve-O, he died, bro. Like I saw like the story, like when I landed, I was like, yo, what the fuck just happened? This is my brother's best friend, bro. Like past 16 years, uncle to his son, godfather to his daughter, like best friend, bro. So he died Friday. So I didn't hear from my brother most of the weekend. I reached out to him, let him know I'm here for him, blah, blah, blah. On Tuesday, my last day in New Jersey, he hits me up like, bro, like, hope you're still free. You know, can you come over tonight? Can you still come over tonight? And my initial thought was like, oh, dude, like it's, you know, it's already late. Like I already have plans with my aunt. But then I had like my mom in my head. I'm like, bro, like you need to show up for your people, bro. So I went to see my brother. Like I was there for an hour and a half. Like, and I know that made him happy, bro. Like I know that was important to him. So that's like my thing, bro. Like I feel like, I'm glad that I was able to remove, not my own ego, but just like, you know, like you're like, yo, I have to leave tomorrow, I have to pack, I'm still working, blah, blah, blah. I was like, bro, fuck that. Like, I gotta show up. So I feel like that's like the one thing that I'm proud of. And that's my legacy. You know, obviously, God willing, I got 60, 70 years left on this planet. But if I don't, for whatever reason, I'm gregrateful that that would be my legacy. Because I don't think anyone who knows me could ever say that, you know, I needed Danny and he was like, nah, go fuck yourself kind of thing. I feel like I just show up.
Yeah, I think that's a really underrated and important quality to have, especially nowadays. Like everyone, I think as
Everyone's
you get
so
older,
busy, bro.
everyone's so busy. Everyone has their own family, and friends, and just has so much shit going on that I think a lot of people don't even expect people to show up.
Yes.
They're just like, and I don't know the situation with your brother or whatever, but in a lot of ways, I feel like some people are just like, you know what, these people aren't gonna show up for me, and that's expected, and I guess that's all right. Like, it's just expecting very little in that sense.
Yeah, which again maybe isn't a bad kind of mindset to have, because I guess if you have low standards, you won't be disappointed. But it's also like kind of depressing. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like I need someone, like be there for me. And I'm just grateful. Like, I feel like I never let it get to that point. I guess I'm lucky enough that I have like a good like sense of like reading the room, and like even via text or phone call, I'm like, yo, I gotta be there. You know what I mean? Like, this person needs me. Like even like, dude, like not to obviously bring up like sad moments, but in November when your brother passed, like, and I was like, bro, like, call me the fucking moment you feel ready to talk, because like I'm here. You know what I mean? So shit like that is like, you know, like if that's my legacy, you know, I'm good with that. And obviously I hope you and I, this becomes $1 million corporation one day. Like, you know, I have all those dreams, you know what I mean? But again, a lot of that shit's not gonna matter when we're not here.
Yep. No, absolutely.
Yeah. Cool, man. Again, just wanted to touch on that. Again, rest in peace to George Floyd. Salute to his friends and family for, you know, being there and, you know, making this movement happen. And I'm grateful justice was served. I don't know if justice was served in the Jake Paul fight, because that was a shit show. Did you get a chance to download it, watch it? The shit was quick, bro.
So I did not. That was the night I actually went out with.
The Korean bar?
To the Korean bar. And no, sorry. It was the day after, but like I was on the road or something, and I was trying to find links to the fight. And by the time that happened, I went on Instagram.
That shit did not start till so late, bro. At least, I mean, I know you're in the West Coast, but like on the East Coast, bro, I don't think the fight actually starts like almost like 12:30 at night.
Shit.
Yeah, like
so that was like right around the time I got home.
Yeah, Triller's really pushing like all these artists, and then the fight, and then another fucking concert, and the fight. Again, I was out with my boys in Brooklyn, but I made it home in time for the fight. But bro, like that shit was late.
Yeah. So I, of course, saw the clip on Instagram, and as soon as I saw the clip, I didn't even bother trying to find the full footage. And I can't say I was too surprised. Like, I think everyone knows Jake Paul's a YouTuber, so they consider him like soft and just like this goofy ass white dude who talks a lot of shit, but he's like built. He actually knows how to box. And then they always bring these random ass. And plus, everyone kept telling me this guy's a fucking wrestler. He's not even like, you know, some champion boxer, so to speak.
No, yeah, he's like he is a legit MMA fighter. So I think that's why there was more intrigue than the Nate Robinson fight, because at least he's fighting a fighter.
Yeah, fighting a fighter. Yeah. So I mean, salute to him. I definitely take him more seriously now. I don't know if I necessarily say it was rigged, just because, again,
no, I don't think it was rigged.
This guy's not an actual boxer in like the truest sense. It wasn't like Floyd Mayweather or something. So if he had knocked out Floyd Mayweather, even then, like, I think Joe Rogan is that Logan Paul who was supposed to fight Mayweather?
Yeah, they canceled that fight because no one gave a fuck.
But like, these motherfuckers are built, and like, I think people forget that boxing isn't just like who can beat whose ass. Like, it's very technical. There's weight classes and all this other shit. So, and a punch from someone who's way smaller than you, if it connects in the right place and anything, can knock you out. So I don't necessarily see Jake Paul as not someone who's not a serious contender, but I'm curious to see who he'll fight next, because now his egos must be through the roof.
Dude, why wouldn't it be, bro? Like, why wouldn't it be? Like, yo, he made so much money off this shit. Each fight, he keeps looking better and better. For everyone saying that it was rigged, I don't think that's a fair accusation, because like, bro, like, even though it was a fight, it's still an exhibition. So that ref can't be like, yeah, keep going. If you see this motherfucker just stumbling, you know, around, like,
yeah,
like, yo, this guy's gonna die. Like, so if he gets like fucking hit again like that. So I can see why they fucking stopped the fight. Like, you can't just, yes, it's a fight, but it's still for fun, you know? So let's not like get too carried away with this shit. But yo, like, I think Schultz had this point of view on flagrant, but bro, I really think this is like the biggest thing in sports, in combat sport right now, like Jake Paul, which is fucking crazy, but I think it is, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like you were saying, I'm intrigued as fuck to see who he fights next, because I feel like the name has to keep getting bigger and bigger, you know what I mean? Like at some point he is gonna fight an elite boxer, and like maybe that's like where he, like his crescendo, where he like, you know, either loses respectively or knocks that guy out as well, and like just says, all right, bro, I made fucking $500 million off 10 fights. Like I'm good. Yeah. Because yo, the numbers are saying he's making off these fights are fucking insane, bro. Like insane. Yeah. So yeah, man, I'm intrigued, bro. Like if it comes to like, I think a lot of people are hinting that he might eventually get Conor McGregor in the ring, bro. That one's gonna do crazy numbers, and they're both gonna get. It's gonna be McGregor for sure's biggest payday. I think he made $100 million off the Mayweather fight. He might make double off a Jake Paul fight, wild. Which is ridiculous. Like, you know, like what is this world? You know what I mean?
I mean, talk about legacy. Jake Paul's like career path, or whatever you want to call it, to me is like one of the most interesting things I've seen in a long time, because boxing's not some just easy shit you can wake up one day and be like, I'm gonna be good at this. Like, right. He just finessed his way into a whole random ass sport and is doing well. So I know a lot of people hate him, but to me, I'm like, it's pretty dope, because you can't fake being good at boxing. Like,
no, dude.
No matter
like,
how many people
you get exposed quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, dude, salute to him. Like, again, a lot of people hate him, but like, all right, dude, like, okay. But I mean, I don't know. After again, the Nate Robinson fight, everyone was raising their hand to get in the ring because they said they beat his ass. I think now people are still raising their hand, but because they want to get paid. Yeah. But from a physical standpoint, I think he's proven, bro, this guy can hold his own very well. So like, you're not gonna get in there and just fuck him up. Like, you may get knocked out, but you also may get paid, and like because they were saying, like, especially like in UFC, bro, like a lot of those guys don't even make good money. So I think a lot of them are just raising their hand now just to fight him to get paid. So
yeah, I agree with that. I think what's his name, the dude who got knocked out, said something on Twitter or whatever. He's like, he basically said, I don't give a fuck, I got paid.
Yeah, dude, but first of all, like, yes, but bro, like, did you see the weigh-in? My man looked fat as fuck, dude. Like, at least come in shape, bro, because like, damn, that was the only thing where I feel like a lot of people were like, really? We're doing this? That's the one negative thing I have to say about the whole like rollout. I'm like, bro, you could at least been in, like, you found out about this fight 3 months ago, bro. Like, come on, you can get in shape as a professional fighter in 2.5 months. Like, you should have came in there fucking abs. Like, my man had a fucking dad bod, like crazy. Like, what is going on? That's like my only like, what the fuck? Come on.
Yeah, I don't think the general public, because I didn't know this dude, and a lot of people still don't know him. The dude he defeated or knocked out. So I think until he fights someone who's looks like a physical,
looks like a
match,
boxer.
Who looks like a boxer, like a Conor McGregor type, or Conor McGregor himself, then the average person's, they're not gonna have memes talking about how, you know, he beat up an NBA player, or this person, he needs to fight a real fighter. Like, if he can do this to Conor McGregor, then I think the respect level for him will
go through the much higher. 100%. Yeah, because like with both these televised wild fights, like the Nate Robinson one, Nate Robinson's an athlete, and like Nate Robinson's fucking jacked, like for sure, but he's also like a foot shorter than you, so like. And clearly not skilled, because he just came running at him and he was like, sit your ass down.
Swinging. Yep.
Sit your ass down. And then you knock out this fucking fat 40-year-old in a minute. So again, there's definitely going to be holes to poke, but I don't think he cares, bro, because I think that hate is just fueling more people to keep watching this shit.
Oh yeah, he loves the hate,
bro. Like dude. When they were saying some obscene amount, I think the eventual take home for him's going to be close to like $50 million or $60 million, like crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, if his second fight, like what the fuck?
I can only dream of getting that much off of a minute.
Dude.
I mean, granted, there's work that went into the minute, but still.
Sure, but I think most of the work he did was just the promotion of it. You know what I mean? Like promoting the fight, like making everyone fucking hate you. But yeah, bro, kudos to him because again, everyone, even if you weren't watching, like for example, I was at the bar with my boys. And we weren't watching it yet, but we were all talking about it and like looking for it on our phone, like you were saying, looking for the link. Like, no, like there's still buzz around it, even if you weren't tuned into it. So that's even crazier.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to the next one. That one, if it's like someone I know, like a Conor McGregor, I 1,000% at that point will consider paying for it and not waiting for some random ass link on Reddit.
Oh yeah, we got to just pay that $60 and just call it a fucking day. For sure. All right, man. So before we get into some music, I think something that stuck out to us both last week, again, crazy week last week, the Kevin Samuels interview with the OnlyFans girls. Do they have a nickname? Is their name like After Hour Girls or something like that?
I'm not sure. I know the podcast, the name of the podcast is like The Roommates. And then they had Kevin Samuels as a guest. But I don't recall there being like a name for the three girls.
Okay, fair enough. But again, if you we'll post a picture. But it's Kevin Samuels got invited to a podcast, and he's interviewing these three girls who are very successful monetarily on OnlyFans. So give people kind of more of a context if that's kind of like not just the.
Yeah, I believe this podcast that we're referring to, The Roommates. I hope I'm not butchering that, but I think they tend to focus on. Just like the social interactions between men and women and, you know, how to be a man essentially. And they have various guests come on, but in this case, it was three OnlyFans girls and they were just kind of grilling them on how they can
use that platform to like become like
have a lucrative a career beyond just OnlyFans itself. And they kind of got stumped along the way when they asked them questions about, you know, what are you investing in, and you know, what's the long term game or plan with this. And for the most part, the three girls didn't really have an answer. It was more so, hey, like, I'm making tons of money and I'm doing well for myself, and you don't understand the business, and OnlyFans is here to stay, or you don't know when it's going to go away or if it will. There's just kind of a back and forth of that, honestly, for much of the time, like a full hour or whatever it was.
And then for people who don't know Kevin Samuels, I guess is almost like not like a modern day Joe Budden, but like very similar to Joe Budden, that his takes are very aggressive. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like he likes to talk, again, brilliant dude. But sometimes his takes can be like, like they just, I don't know. So watching the interview, bro, like honestly, it made me cringe for a multitude of reasons, right? Like one, like hearing women just, you know, like, yeah, like I'm on OnlyFans, the greatest thing that ever happened to me, I'm making tons of money. I'm like, yo, good for you. But even I would like to ask, like, yo, like, what's the plan after? You know what I mean? And they didn't really have one, which is okay, bro. Like, you ask me my plan for tomorrow, like, I don't fucking know. Like, I'm just fucking trying to make it work. So I don't get why, like, the host of the podcast and Kevin Samuels were so aggressive, like, blah, 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 blah. But, and dude, like, a couple of times, bro, when they were like, well, this is a man's world and men created OnlyFans and you're benefiting from men, I'm just like, bro, I get what you're saying. But, like, because, dude, honestly, I remember you sent me the link to just the OnlyFans girls talking to the podcast host without Kevin Samuels, right?
Yeah.
Because Kevin Samuels came on later. And I told you, like, bro, I couldn't even watch the full thing from the girls' point of view because it was just like, bro, like, shut the fuck up. Like, that's how I felt. Like, I was like, bro, like, three dumbass people. But, again, they're not. But just the idea of like, yeah, I'm gonna go online, post naked, and make so much money off this. I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to hear this shit. Like, go fly a kite, bro. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But fair to them if that's their hustle. But bro, I don't know. I left this part of the interview with Kevin Samuels and like the guys going in on them, like siding with the girls.
Yeah,
because,
that's exactly what I wanted to talk to you about.
Siding with them. Because I'm like, all right, man, like maybe they don't have a plan. And maybe this bubble will burst. But I don't feel comfortable the way you're fucking talking to these women, bro. Like, at all. Like, Kevin Samuels was like a little bit aggressive, but even the homie like right next to them was like, hey, I'm speaking. You could have spoken. I'm just like, my man, like,
yeah.
Who talks to women like this? Well, not even just women. Who talks to people like
anyone.
this?
Yeah.
So, like, I thought initially, I'm like, yo, yeah, roast these girls, they ain't shit. You know, yeah, here's your $4, whatever. But at the end of it, I was like, bro, kudos to those girls for walking off the set because those two, like Kevin Samuels and that other guy, were getting too comfortable, like, talking down to them, bro. Like, that's how it, at least to me, I was like, bro, if anyone talked to my sister or a girl like this, I am fighting you. So, yeah, you read my damn mind. Really? Is that how you felt as well?
Yeah. When I watched it, and I didn't tell you how I felt, because I guess at the time I almost like didn't really care too much. But after I saw the video getting traction, I was thinking about my emotions throughout the interview. And for people that aren't aware, I think Kevin Samuels also like provides a ton of dating advice, and there's a whole fleet of other like gurus like him.
Yeah, he's
alpha male
like
shit.
Yes, he's like almost like if you think of the movie Hitch with Will Smith, like he's like a more aggressive version of that. But he feels very comfortable in a lot of his videos because he's talking to women on how to like teach women how to act better, kind of a thing. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that seems to be. Like, I saw like 3 of his videos on his page. That seems to be the gist of it. Yeah,
but it seemed like overboard to like what you mentioned, and he almost like, you bitches better know your place. Like, you're on our podcast and you're just sluts who don't know what you're doing. I know he didn't say that verbatim, but
yeah, dude, but
he has that kind of tone.
And I sent you a meme that we were laughing about, but like, or video, sorry, but like, I think they all referred to them as sex workers a couple times, like a few times. Yeah. And I'm like, I mean, they're not prostitutes, bro. Like, again, I know that's a funny thing for like guys to joke about, like on the side maybe, but if they're fucking just posting sexual pictures on, like, you feel comfortable calling her a sex worker? Like, yeah.
I mean, I think I guess it depends. I guess there's varying degrees of OnlyFans. Like, some people it's just like foot pics, and then other people like literally suck dick on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So
no, people are getting piped.
Maybe there's a varying degree. But I don't know if you remember, there's one part where the guy called one of them a child. I think they were like 23 years old, and he called her a child, and I think she was like, I'm a woman, like not a child. And then he like chuckled and then repeated himself and then said child again. It almost felt like this ego boosting circle jerk of like, hey, we're running this successful podcast and you bitches don't know what you're doing, when in reality, I mean, the podcast itself could technically fail next week.
Yeah, this platform could go away. Like, they could shut down podcasts and like censor this shit. You know what I mean? And dude, one of them had a good point. One of the girls had a good point. Like, you're benefiting from us being here, so I'm gonna leave. And because it's true, bro. Like, I think they knew what they were doing, bro. Like, they were stirring these girls up to get so mad, and then it just felt like they were on their soapbox, like talking down to them, like, know your place, and we're gonna be millionaires years from now, and you're not gonna have anything. And it's like, yeah, that bothered me the most. It seemed like they didn't have an objective for bringing them on other than making them look stupid. And then another thing is, just because you think you're right and may have facts to support your case of, you know, the average OnlyFans girl doesn't invest in crypto and stocks, like, they didn't really make an effort to kind of dig into why they're on OnlyFans in the first fucking place. Yeah. You know, what their motives are, and, you know, just figuring out a way to ease into that conversation. It was just really like,
all right, you girls are here, you know, your behavior's not socially acceptable, and you have no idea what you're doing with your money. And these girls are like, you know, let me do what I'm doing. Like, I'm making more money than I ever did. And they're just butting heads, and they just really wanted to establish their dominance over these girls. Really, it felt like I'm Kevin Samuels, I'm the alpha male here, and you bitches aren't going to speak out of turn, and everything I say, you know, just take it, and end of story. And that's
dude, it really felt that way. And like, when again, I'm sure the girls got defensive, but I think rightly so. You know what I mean? Because she was like, I think one of them asked the girls like, well, what stocks do you invest in? And she's like, well, that's none of your business. You know what I mean? But I think she kind of did that because like, yo, you're fucking like embarrassing me. Like, fuck you, bro. Like, I'm not answering your question. I mean, at least that's how I took it. Like, I don't know why they got, like, the guys got even more offended when like, how dare she not tell me about her portfolio or anything? Yeah, bro, there could have been better ways to do that. Like ease into it. You know, congratulate them for their monetary success, right? And I think if we would have had them on the show, it would have been like, all right, so listen, like, let's elephant in the room. There's a lot of people out there who think this is some kind of sex worker thing or women, blah blah blah. Like, what's your take on it? Tell us, let us know what you feel about it, right? Yeah. Because it felt like, again, and just like, it's their opinion, and then that's all right. But it felt like it was too much like a host telling them you're a whore. Like, how dare you? Like, what's wrong with you? You're gonna be broke in 5 years. And it's like, bro, like,
that was the first question they asked. He was like, name one quality that men would find undesirable about you or something, or what's undesirable about you. And I think any good interviewer, and I'm sure we would have killed this if we had them on, but it started off with, what would you say are your most desirable qualities as a woman or something? Like, you can't just dive into all the negative shit that you want to talk about in the interview and expect them to open up and want to, you know, have this
why
constructive conversation.
Why would they, bro? Like, you,
like, I didn't want to fucking participate, and I wasn't even in the fucking interview.
Yeah, dude. Like, yes, that's so funny, bro. Because I went into it thinking, I'm like, yeah, dude, let's fucking talk to these girls. Like, then I was like, whoa, chill. This is y'all crossing multiple lines, bro. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like, again, I think the girls were right to walk off, and I like the one on the far right who was like, listen, we're here helping you out, guys, make more money. Like, I'm off this shit. Like, fuck that. So yeah, kudos to them. I don't know their names, but kudos to them.
Definitely.
All right, so take a quick left, wrap this up with some music. Slime Language 2 came out, I think probably the biggest release of the weekend. So your initial thoughts on the album? I'll admit to you, I'm like 80% through. But your initial thoughts on the record?
I mean, I flew through that shit. I honestly didn't really like it. However, there were a few songs in there. I did replay the Diamonds Dancing song with Gunna and Travis Scott like at least 100 times already, but because I just love the beat and the chorus. Same thing with the Drake song. But overall, I just thought it was way too many features, and I didn't really like the production. There wasn't anything that was awful or anything. It was just like nothing caught my ear, I should say. It was just like, okay, this is some regular Young Thug, Gunna, Lil Baby type shit that has nothing special about it to me. And I wonder, this is
this is gonna be like your Gunna.
Yeah,
like,
I was just gonna say that.
I feel like this might be your Wanna moment, bro. Like, you're gonna listen to it again and be like, my bad.
But with Wanna, it was all the deluxe songs I ended up liking.
True. Okay, dude, I'm not saying I loved it, but I liked a lot of songs, bro. Like, I said the two you mentioned for sure, but even like the Rowdy Rebel song, like, I didn't realize
that was pretty good.
Rowdy Rebel like sounds a lot like A$AP Ferg. Like, I legit thought it was A$AP Ferg on the track. I was like, oh, but it was still. I mean, it's still a fucking great song. The Lil Baby song was good. There's a couple other ones, bro. Obviously, that ski song, like the ski challenge song, is gonna make this song go fucking platinum because of TikTok, like in a fucking second, because everyone's doing a fucking ski challenge. So I don't know, bro. I think it's fine. Like, I'm not like, I don't hate it. Definitely good to work out to. I think at a party, like a few of those tracks go hard. I didn't mind the production. I mean, honestly, dude, like I'm still waiting for like a Young Thug solo album follow up to So Much Fun. So I think I'm just grateful to have him like on every other track. Even like the Uzi song, like Uzi, I'm so proud of. Like even that's good. You know what I mean? So like I was good with it. Like, is it like my favorite album of the year? I'm still leaning towards Dumb and Dumber 2, which other people know. Was I overhyping it, or
no,
did you also?
The hype. It lived up to the hype. It definitely
Nice.
lived up to the hype. There was so many replayables from that album. I hope I don't get sick of them. Actually, my favorite 2 songs, the first and last one. I really love the dumber and the dumbest or some shit. I forget what the last song is called, but yeah, I love the whole experience, you could say.
Yeah, that was surprisingly good. Like I even played it when I was vibing out with my aunt and like my family one night, and even they were like, they never heard it before, and even they were like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like this is yeah. But again, so I'm still leaning towards that as album of the year thus far. But I think this is fine, bro. I think if you play it a couple more times, like you may grow to love it, because dude, like I think we're learning on this one, like on the first Slime language, I think a lot of his artists like caught us off guard. So like tell me if I'm wrong. I think, at least I thought I was getting like a lot of Young Thug and a couple features of these artists. And we got a lot of the artists. Yeah. So I think that one caught us off guard. I think on this one, I was more open to the idea of listening to like what they have to say. And I think I realized that a lot of those people in that group are very talented as well. Like maybe not Young Thug Gunna level, but still very good. So that's why I think like I was okay with it, because it wasn't like just like, oh, what the fuck is this? Like it was actually pretty good.
For me, I just realized like how similar like all of them sound. Now I know they're like all from Atlanta and all have similar styles and shit. And I can still differentiate Gunna from like Lil Baby and stuff, but I felt like I was listening to everything but Young Thug throughout the album. Maybe I just expected more of him.
Yeah. I guess my expectations were kind of low from that point of view, because I remember the last one, so he's not going to just flip it. And then when I saw the album cover with him and like
had
50
like 10 people and shit.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, this is going to be. So like, at least I think mentally I was going in prepared for that. But dude, but speaking about Atlanta rappers, is going real quick back to the interview with the OnlyFans girls. Like, I think Kevin Samuels in one line was like, "You're gonna be like another Atlanta rapper who's broken 5." I'm like, bro, like, why are you fucking coming at Atlanta rappers for no fucking reason at all?
Right? Yeah, that was out of the blue. I think the analogy was kind of good in the sense that one, he was probably trying to take the spotlight off of them and be like, well, we're not defending like men either, like the rappers
sure
are fucked too. But that was kind of random. I think he just did a horrible job of trying to get them to listen. I think he's so self-centered and all about this alpha male shit that he's like, you owe me your attention essentially, because I'm the man in the room who is successful, and how dare you give an opinion.
But dude, what's funny is that if we just write down like who Kevin Samuels and I guess the podcast, like the platform they were on is, like on paper, like you would think these people should never be successful. But I think there is something, and it's probably a good thing to be honest, like even though we both clearly don't agree with like how they go about conveying like that alpha male like mentality, I think there's a reason why they're so successful. At least Kevin Samuel is very successful. I don't know about the other people. It seems that he's very successful. Like it looks like it. If you're true to self, like if people believe what the fuck you're saying, like I don't think anyone like listen to Kevin Samuels like, yo, he's just doing this for attention. I think he seems to be very genuine, this person, and people just fuck with his like, all right, at least he's authentic. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like a lot of people, especially now, bro, we have so much content. Like us, dude, there's a million other fucking podcasts, right? There's so much content. People can see through the bullshit, right? That's why, like, go back to just Adam, like, saying, I'll do an interview with you guys. Like, you guys seem like genuine fucking good dudes. I think that's why Kevin Samuels is so successful, because at least he's being true to himself. You know what I mean? Like, because on paper, like, you would think, like, yo, this guy's fucking belittling women, telling her hate shit, like, you know, like telling the fucking whores. Like, how is anyone listening to this? But he's authentic.
Part of me almost felt like actually a little bit of the opposite might be the reality, in the sense that I was wondering if was he acting out like this to keep up with his brand and appear authentic. Like, if I don't go after these bitches during this call, then all my followers are gonna think I'm just bowing down.
But even that though is still him being consistent. You know what I mean? Like, even that, like, so even if he was doing that, it's still consistent. Like, he's not like lovey-dovey one day, some other shit the other day. Like, whatever his fan base is, he is like, I mean, like, just say like Trump, right? Like, a lot of people don't really like, I mean, maybe not, but I feel like a lot of people don't actually think Trump is this terrible human being. He just realized that his core audience loves a certain thing, so he's just gonna constantly appeal to that, even if it's the most outlandish shit that you know this fucking billionaire does not give a fuck about. He'll just appeal to that. So I think that's kind of like the Kevin Samuels model. Like, maybe he doesn't fucking believe this shit, but you wouldn't know, because in any of those 70 videos on his fucking YouTube page, it's all the same consistent theme and like all of them, you know?
Yeah. I mean, time will tell. I don't know where the fuck he came from, but everybody.
Bro, out of nowhere, bro. And like, just like, my boy sent me a million videos right before he dropped the Joe Budden thing. And I think the Joe Budden interview he did did crazy numbers in the first like hour up. Like, so again, kudos to him. And again, it's again, if you write down the shit he really stands for, it's wild. But I mean, there's clearly an audience for everything.
I just can't get over the whole like guru space in general, because like it's just these dudes who seem like they sleep in a suit because they're afraid to look too casual, and I don't know, sometimes I feel like their content can be pretty repetitive, but I mean, more power to them. It seems like a lot
but like even some of it works, because think about the guy who did the one with Big Sean, like Jay Shetty, like he's technically in that same space, but like he's believable as fuck.
Yeah, I guess I like the fact that he doesn't, I don't know all his content, but it seems like he's not necessarily always speaking to you and like having other people speak for themselves, like on his
100%.
Like, I don't know what Kevin Samuels, if he like has these men who don't know how to be an alpha male come on his show and like he teaches them how to be more confident or whatever. I from my understanding, it's just him like in the camera, like, don't let these bitches do this. And
dude, that's it. Yeah, he has a lot of viral videos like that, bro. Like, especially the ones I've seen the most of is him telling women why they're single and like ain't shit. Like, that's what I've seen.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot of truth in those videos too. Sure,
but it's just so like, oh, like the fuck you just tell her, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, but yeah, back to Slime 2. I think it's a good listen. We'll see if Blair comes around in a couple months. Let's get into some heat of the week, bro. So I don't know if it's gonna come off the album, but what song stood out to you last week?
Yeah, it definitely will. The track that was my heat of the week was Diamonds Dancing featuring Travis Scott and Gunna off the album. I don't know, I just thought it was fire. I played it so many times. The beat is amazing. I love the chorus.
It's also nice to just get like a Travis Scott verse. Like
Travis Scott verse was dope.
He dropped that song with Young Thug and like OG Chase B, and like I feel like we haven't really heard from him since.
Yeah, I thought every verse on it was good too. You know, sometimes you like a song, but like you're like, oh, I could do without the second verse or whatever. But like, I love
Gunna,
every part of the song.
Gunna, like sometimes I was like with you, I'm like, yo, I don't get why he's so popular, but like you can tell he's actually like an artist on like every level. You know what I mean? Like very talented.
It's so effortless throughout. Like he just floats on the beat.
Yeah.
So I thought that was dope.
Nice. Diamond Dancing. We'll add that one to the to both playlists. Dude, for me, actually the song you sent me, Shoot My Shot. So it's is it IDK or is it
IDK?
IDK. So IDK and Offset, Shoot My Shot. Phenomenal fucking production on that one. Like just hearing the beat, you're like, yo, please God, don't let them ruin it. You know what I mean? With awful fucking lyrics.
Right.
But bro, I think we were talking about it offline. Like, bro, Offset, dude, he's clearly my favorite Migos.
Same.
But bro, like with a feature, bro, he's always coming A1. Like, this motherfucker could ride any beat. So good for him, bro, because I think he needed just a song just to remind people who the fuck he is. And shoot my shot, bro. The first line, like, shoot my shot, Steph Curry with the swish. I was like, yo, run it back, run it back.
Like, goes back to what you're saying. Like, on paper, that doesn't sound, it shouldn't hit that hard, but when you hear it, it does.
Yo, when you hear it, and then over a beat, and then you're like, yo, I believe him, bro. Like, I believe that he's in any girl's DM, and he's like, yo, I got this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got this. So yeah, definitely. If you guys haven't checked that one out yet, because we're just obsessed with sign language too, check that out. IDK and Offset, Shoot My Shot. Again, will be added to both Spotify and Apple playlists this weekend.
Yes, sir.
All right, my G. So let the people know what we got going on. I think we got a special episode dropping next week as well, right?
Yep. So we got an interview on Monday, but you'll get the episode to it next Friday. So we're excited for that. As mentioned, I think each month we're trying to do at least one interview. So if you're listening to this and you feel like you'd be a good fit and have something going on you'd like to share, definitely reach out to us and we'll try to get something on the calendar. But if not, definitely check us out at audio-theory.com. We post a new episode weekly. As Danny over here just mentioned, also the Heat of the Week selections will be on the Spotify and Apple Music playlist as well. We're on all major streaming platforms, but of course we need the support. So please subscribe, like, comment, share, donate, do anything you can to help get us some visibility.
Venmo. Do we make an Audio Theory
bills
Venmo?
Ain't going anywhere.
Audio Theory Venmo account?
That would be dope as hell. So you might have to throw that in there because we got Cash App and PayPal. Haven't seen a penny come through yet, but maybe Venmo's the answer. Who knows?
Venmo might be it. We take Zelle. Whatever.
Check, anything.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right, man. People, we love you. Keep listening, comment, share. Your boy Blair is going to do a special interview next week. Not interview, but he will be on location here in South Florida. So look out for that. We'll have stories actually just, vibing, on the Audio Theory page down here, listening to music. Yeah, man. So it'll be good.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
All right, my dude. Well, I love you. Be safe. Enjoy packing. And I will pick your ass up. I can't believe you picked the earliest motherfucking flight for Saturday for me to pick you up.
There was only like 2. It was like come at 7 a.m. or fucking 9 p.m. or something.
Right, you missed the whole day. I was like, it's
I'd rather take a nap than fucking show up late.
Yeah. We'll take a nap and go fucking nuts. Yep. But yeah, we'll talk offline, bro. Man, appreciate you. And we'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Peace.